right, let's put a cap on Strickland and Chimaev, and I don't ever want to talk about these two again. That was so... The way that ended, and they decided to send us off, fair enough. I'll give them what they want. I'll get off the ride. Right after this, so when the whole thing ends, right, and these two decide they're going, we love one, F you to the audience. When they decide to do that, it looks like they're going to rematch. I'll just tell you from my seat, being with the people that make some of those decisions, look at certain numbers for what a behind-the-scenes motivation of those decisions, it looked like rematch. It was very possible. But the press conference goes on, and Dana says, no, Chimaev's leaving the weight. Chimaev walked right up to me, and he wants to be a 205 pounder, which, by the way, just creates a ton of opportunity in terms of exciting matches. More on that in a moment. So they then started a story, which is absolutely no truth to it, but they started a story that Chimaev lost 46 pounds in 1 week to tell you how stupid you have to be to just, okay, I'm just going to move on. So you then take a good look at Strickland, who's saying, no, hey, me and Chimaev, we're good. We hugged it out. Imavov is next. And if you ever have a champion, historically speaking, if a champion has ever said, and it is the number one contender, if a champion has ever said in boxing or in MMA, I'm giving it to the right guy, I'm giving it to the hardest guy, I'm giving it to the number one ranked guy, I'm giving it to the community says should have it next, 100% of the time it has happened. All right, listen up. I'm here with something every guy needs. This Ox-Force. Pay attention, guys. I want to make sure that you see this. I've been taking Ox-Force, and if you're a guy that cares about testosterone and performance, if energy matters, and if you would like to show up like a champion every single day, then you should be taking this too. Now let's talk about the game changer. Testosterone boost. Testosterone matters, guys. It's the difference in walking into a room and owning a room. It's strength, confidence, and drive. That's where Ox-Force comes in. I take Ox-Force because I want my body performing at the highest level possible. Whether you're training hard, grinding at work, or just refusing to slow down, Ox-Force helps to keep you in the fight. So do yourself a favor. Go over to Prime Brands right now. Go to primebrands.com. Get Ox-Force at primebrands.com right now. That's Ox-Force. Train harder, perform stronger, show up like a champion. So when Strickland, as champion, points to Imavov, who is ranked number one, and says, you're next, historically speaking, Imavov is next. You then have yesterday, which is the day that falls in between the fight and today. This mysterious day known as yesterday, where Chimaev forgot the handshake, forgot the deal, forgot you, the audience, that they just revealed they stole from, and said to Strickland publicly, I want you again. So this is where we're at with this weird game of hot potato. We're not going to fight. We're going to fight. We're friends. We're not friends. We duped all of you. Oh, we didn't dupe you. We love you. It's one of these things. Whatever they've done, and it's behind us. But there is some very exciting things about Chimaev not returning to a title fight. I love him at 205. It opens up a lot of doors. But in all fairness, those are doors largely against guys that he could have seen at 85. Paulo Costa comes to mind. So I like that idea. You know an idea I like more? I like Chimaev at 185 being a contender. Like it was very fun for me to witness the cowards that are middleweights. Now, there's cowards everywhere in this sport. I have never been around fake tough guys more than MMA fighters. They are the fakest tough guys. But what I love about it is you have a list of middleweights, none of which challenged Chimaev, none of which called his name, all of which were scared to death of the wolf, except one. If we're being fair and we're being honest, there is one middleweight who had called out Chimaev then He's calling him out now, and he'll take that fight tomorrow, and that's Bo Nickal. And from an X's and O's standpoint, Bo Nickal is the most compelling match for Chimaev. That is the one that we've all wanted. Not just you, we. That is the fight our community most wanted. The promoters just didn't quite know how to get number 8 into number 1. You then had the RDR blemish, and it seemed like those conversations are just off the table. Right? It seemed like there would be a year to a year and a half, 4 to 5 fights to write this, at which point Chimaev is likely not even going to still be competing 5 fights from now. So what I'm sharing for you is you've got this wonderful fight and many others. I'm just going to use the Bo Nickal and many other fights that we'd really like to see, but that our own rankings end up serving as a way to keep guys apart as opposed to pulling guys together. So you got all these middleweights, none of which wanted Chimaev. Now, some of them will take it now that somebody showed them, right? Now that the 4-minute mile has happened, you'll have other people believing that they can do it. But the only one that should get it is Bo. It should be Bo versus Chimaev. And Bo versus Chimaev, and preserving and having an ability to make that fight trumps any argument that you would have for a rematch between Sean and Chimaev, even though their fight was razor thin. Right? Their fight was so close. And there's a lot of people that love the expression, to be the champion, you've got to beat the champion. But they'll go further and go, no, meaning if you're in a championship fight, you've really got to beat him. If there's anything close, that goes to the champion. There's people that will take, my father told me that. I got into high school before I realized it's not true. Respect to my dad. But I believe, when my father told me it, I thought he was telling me a rule. I thought that was a rule. I didn't know that was more of like an inside industry vibe. So I get the Chimaev rematch. And I do get that Chimaev is incredible. And I do believe that Chimaev has very realistic ways, particularly as young as he is, to work himself back into a rematch at 85 or to go up to 205 and do a great job up there. But I'm showing the same respect to Chimaev that I asked you guys to show to Bo Nickal when he took a surprise shot from RDR. And it was the same one that Ali and Khabib asked you. It's that same grace that they asked you to have when Islam fell down. They'll go, hey, wait a minute. These guys are great. Things can happen. You can get beat. George St. Pierre has lost before. Like, things can happen. So I like the idea a lot of Chimaev the challenger. I like him as a challenger at 205 and at 185. I like, and I hope that matchmakers preserve the notion that your own industry has found a way to keep ranked guys apart as opposed to bringing them together. So take advantage now. Make the fights that you've wanted to make. The fights that the people want to see. That you thought that your own barriers, or your own rules and policies rather, created a barrier between. You have the opportunity now. Chimaev's got to pick a weight class. Chimaev used to fight at 170, and he's the size of an 85-pounder. But if he would like to go to 205, go right ahead. Go right ahead. There's nothing that you weigh that decides what weight you should fight at. You weigh less than the weight, or you don't. So if he can make 205, go ahead. If he can make 185, go ahead. Doesn't make any difference. It's the same problem, which is at 205, he's going to fight a whole bunch of cowards as long as he doesn't look for a guy named Paulo Costa. That's one guy that's actually got the courage to fight him. And at 185, his name is never going to be called, except for the guy that's been calling his name since he got here, which is Bo Nickal. So in my opinion, for Chimaev, there's 2 choices. They're both great. For us, the audience, they're both great. They're the matches that we've wanted to see. Paulo Costa or Bo Nickal. At this point, it's just a matter of telling us the weight class.